Hit it.
Hey,
How
what's
you feel,
going
brother?
on,
Feeling
folks?
good? You feel good?
You're on point with Unc and Neph. What's going on? What's going on, Neph? Welcome back, bro.
Appreciate you, Unc. Appreciate you, Unc. Glad to be here. You know what I mean? We're gonna make it happen
Yeah,
tonight.
you all right, man? You had to take that last week off. And I ain't even gonna lie, I was messing with the viewers. I know you had stuff to do. You weren't really all that concerned about Detroit. But anyway, um, let's get on. Let's get on with getting on point with what we got to talk about. So, what you got to you told me that you wanted to speak on last week's comments that I made without you, in particular the Dallas Cowboys. What you got for me, Ned?
Yeah, everybody gets on the Cowboys, and I get it. It's a team you love to hate. But if you get rid of McCarthy, who you gonna replace him with? McCarthy's taking this team. They've had double-digit wins the past couple years. Only reason they didn't win the division this year is because Philadelphia was blowing everybody out. But again, you look at it before McCarthy got there, they were 8-8, typically 8-8 every year, 8-8, 8-8, 8-8. Might make the playoffs, one and done. McCarthy got these boys to the playoffs consistently. They won a playoff game this year, come back, retool. But if you get rid of him, who you gonna get? That's my
But
question.
that, but
Who you gonna get?
yeah. My point was, they're still doing that though. You know what I'm saying? They're doing the same thing they did when they had oh boy, who
Yeah,
you know who we talking about. They're doing the
Jason
same
Garrett. Yep.
exact thing. And that Jason Garrett. Yeah, and they can't. It seems like they can't get over the hump. My thing with McCarthy is bad decision making, bad time management, bad game management, and it happened again against San Francisco. The same thing happened again. Now, in breaking news, we do know that they don't have the offensive coordinator no more. They got rid of
Yep.
him,
Tell him more.
and now
Yep.
McCarthy is going to take over the play calling duties. Which is to
Yep.
me is like, man, you know what? You stabbed yourself in the foot by hiring him. Now you're stabbing yourself deeper by letting him make the offensive calls. And I mean, Jerry Jones. This is who Jerry Jones is. That's why he's stuck with Jason Garrett so long, because he's got a puppet there and he's going to try to depend on him. But what you think,
Hmm.
man, after this year? Okay, we're going to give him one more year. If they make the
Honestly,
playoffs, which they did this year, if they make the playoffs and they win one playoff game like they did this year against an 8-9 Tampa Bay team, they get to the next level and then they go out and play the same exact game against San Francisco again like they did last year. What do we do?
yeah, if you do that, then you know. But really, going back to your point about Jerry Jones, Cowboys ain't been right since Jimmy Johnson, right? And that's on Jerry Jones right there. Cowboys had a dynasty back in the mid
Right,
90s, and those boys haven't been right since. So this is kind of the Cowboys'
right,
MO, and this is Jerry Jones' MO. I think as a general manager, he's done a decent job. You got talent on the field, but again, it's during the regular season. They don't really produce when it's crunch time. And I've told you before, as we talked about, a lot of big names, but these boys don't come through when you need to. Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott. Zeke went through one season where he was fumbling the ball, act like he didn't want to play. This is the type of stuff that you get from the Cowboys. So I think McCarthy is saying, you know what?
right.
I'm gonna bet on myself. I'm gonna get Dak right. That way, next season, if the Cowboys don't look good, it's on McCarthy. At that point, it's like, yeah, it's you, bro, because you got
Right,
rid of your offensive coordinator. The
right,
defense is
right.
on point. As much as we want to bash Dan Quinn for that debacle he had when he was the Falcons coach, when they blew a 28-3 lead to the Patriots in the Super Bowl, Cowboys defense looks right now. So at the end of the day, it's the offense. They're not turning the ball over. They beat San Francisco. So McCarthy's saying, I'm gonna bet on myself. We're gonna make it happen. So we'll see.
Right. Do you think do you think Dan Quinn is quite ready to take over that team? Because it looks to me, and a lot of other sports analysis that they're going to give the boy McCarthy one more chance, and then the reason why Dan Quinn has committed to them, and not taking a head coach job. I'm sure Jerry Jones has said, "Hey, look, just wait." You know what I'm saying? Just wait, and if
Absolutely.
McCarthy don't make it, then it's your job. You know.
Absolutely. I mean, that very well could be. I would say though, and this I'm gonna quote you. Retreads. Who you gonna get? You got to look at some of the offensive coordinators. We got Byron Leftwich out there, got a Super Bowl ring as an OC. He hadn't been rehired. You got Eric Bieniemy out there, got a Super Bowl ring as an OC, hasn't gotten an opportunity as a head coach. So you got Dan Quinn, and again, he got the Falcons to the playoffs, but then had the biggest debacle of just blowing the game in the Super Bowl,
Right,
a few years
right.
ago, and that's something
And
that
I
the
was
Falcons
here. I
haven't
had
been.
to suffer through that. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. You
Okay.
were
Well,
in A at the time, so
You
you
know
know
what?
what it
You know
is.
what? You know what? I'm sick of talking about Dallas, man. We do it. We do it every year, man. It's the same debacle, like you said. I'm sick of talking about Dallas, and let's just move on. Let's move on
So
with
I'm gonna tell
yesterday's
you, as you say
results.
that, it's gonna be a new big D, new big team, Detroit. You heard it here
I
first.
know you was gonna go with them Lions, and you know what? You know
Absolutely,
what? I'm hoping they do because
absolutely.
we need a couple of new looks. We need a couple of new looks. The Final Four
No
this
doubt.
year was San Francisco, was Philly, and then Philly was kind of a new look, and then we had
Hmm.
Cincinnati and Kansas City from the AFC.
Yep.
But anyway, like I said, let's move on from them. I'm tired of talking about them. I'm tired of hearing Stephen A. and Michael Irvin going back and forth about them. I really am. And now here I
Absolutely.
am getting myself caught up and going back and forth with them. So let's just move on. Hey,
Let's do it.
we had the best four teams. We had the best four teams in the Final Four. I think. Just like we did in college, I think in the NFL we had the best four teams. And it started out with Kansas City and Cincinnati. We knew what we was gonna have there. Okay. Let's roll it, Will. I am.
Scoring team in the league, number one in total offense. Second and nine. Now they're going to throw it over his way. Wilson trying to get the angle, and Pacheco tiptoes down the sideline and picked up the first down from the 46 of Cincinnati. On the run, he's got Kelsey. And Kelsey's taken off for another big gain. Give him another 16-yard play, back-to-back. See Hendrickson ready to dig in on 3rd and 5. See how much Mahomes can move. He's got time just to throw it to the end zone. And is it caught? Tony.
All right, we just wanted to, give you a quick take of what happened in the very beginning of the game. Um, and let's just go ahead and move on to the end of the game. We knew this was going to happen. We knew this was going to. Cincinnati came into the game, beating Kansas City the last 3 games in a row. All 3 games have been close. Cincinnati was always leading going into those 3 games that they played. They were losing the whole time, but they found a way to come back. And yesterday, I thought the same thing was going to happen, but it didn't. Kansas City held on. Mahomes, boy's amazing, man. He
They
really
do.
is. He came out there limping, and he did what he got to do, man. Your thoughts, Neff?
Main difference was, a lot of people are gonna look at that penalty at the end of the game on Cincinnati, but I think it was really avoiding the mistakes and making the bigger plays in the critical moments. So, Cincinnati converted on a couple of 4th downs, and so did Kansas City at the beginning of the game. And we were texting about this. Kansas City was getting 3 instead of 6 And I was like, Kansas City
Right.
messing around. They're
Right.
going to leave Cincinnati. They're going to let Cincinnati stay in the game. And as you said, it was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I think one of the telling moments was it was about 4.5 minutes or so. Kansas City had to punt, and Cincinnati gets the ball, but they weren't able to do anything with it. So then
Right.
Kansas City gets the ball back with 40 some odd seconds left, and we know what Mahomes can do. Got him down in field goal range, and that was all she wrote. But these two teams are so evenly matched. The past 4 games has
Right.
been decided by a field goal.
Right.
So a play
Right.
here, a mistake there, that can ultimately be the game.
Hey, is this a new rivalry now? Kansas City, Cincinnati.
Absolutely.
Remember, we go back to Brady and Manning back then. Is this the new rivalry now in the AFC? Versus,
I think so.
and you got to throw Buffalo in there somewhere. You know what I'm saying? But it's Kansas City and Cincinnati, the real new rivalry.
Yeah, I mean the past two seasons has been they've been the ones in the conference championship, and I think with Buffalo, like you kind of want them to be there. The struggle the franchise has had,
Right.
losing 4 straight Super Bowls and all that kind of stuff. But it just seems that Kansas
Right.
City and Cincinnati are a notch ahead of Buffalo when it's crunch time.
I
Right? Like
agree.
Buffalo's
I
there in the
agree with
regular
you.
season, but it just seems like whether it's Mahomes, whether it's Burrow, or the entire team, of course, they just seem like they're a notch ahead of Buffalo during the
Right. I agree with you.
postseason. And so, but Buffalo's there. They come back retool. We got to remember Von Miller was out. And so that's a huge difference,
Right.
right? And
Right.
injuries are a part of the game. So if Von can come back and he can come back healthy, Buffalo make another run. Still expect them to win the NFC East, right? Expect Cincinnati
Right.
to win the North. Expect Kansas City to win the West. So then it's all about seeding.
Right. I
What are your
agree with you
thoughts?
on what you're saying. I mean, basically, in the AFC right now, it's 3 teams. And Baltimore. If they get Jackson back, but I don't think like you said, I don't think Baltimore can compete with Buffalo, Cincinnati, or Kansas City. Hey man, Kansas City has been to the last 5 AFC championships. So,
Yep.
and let me ask you a question real quick, Neff. Is Kansas City a dynasty? Would you call them a dynasty right now?
They got to win this. They got to win this chip. And the reason I say that is because, dynasty are defined by champions. So you say, okay,
Right.
you've been to 5 straight, you win 1, very good team. We got some more footage
Right.
there from the Bengals Chiefs game. But I think if they win this one, now it's okay. You've been to 5 AFC championships, you've been to 3 Super Bowls, you've won 2. So now you're establishing your dominance not only within the conference, but
Right.
within the league. Yeah, what
Right.
are your thoughts?
And I want to say one. This is what I want to say about the whole NFL situation. Mahomes is a bad boy. We all know that. That. Bell's a bad boy. We all know that. Jake Hurts is coming into that. I'm not gonna put him in that chair right now. Of course, under one season under his belt, because that's basically what he's done. But if you look at their teams, they all got weapons. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? All 3 of those teams have weapons. You know what I'm saying? And as good as those quarterbacks
absolutely.
are, they're not going to make. They're good, but are they going to make it without the weapons that they have? Just like your boy from San Diego, if he has those
Yeah,
same
Herbert.
weapons, yeah, Herbert, yeah, if he has those same weapons as Buffalo and Cincinnati and Philly has, is he going to, are they going to be in the running too because of this quarterback
So
play?
so I agree with you with the weapons. I disagree because I think with Kansas City and Cincinnati, they're still overcoming shortcomings, whereas with Philadelphia, it's a complete team. So let me explain. You know, Mahomes, we know he was injured, so we know he was on one leg. But if you look at it, he lost Tyreek Hill, one of the fastest, if not the fastest receivers in the league. I think if Hurts loses Tyreek Hill, I think if Herbert loses Tyreek Hill, I think if Allen loses Tyreek Hill, they're not going to play as well. Mahomes didn't miss a beat. He's going to be the MVP.
Right.
So then you flip it to Cincinnati. Burrow's been playing with a suspect line for 2 years, right? Like the Cincinnati O-line was terrible last year. And then this year they've shown improvement. But again, they gave up 5 sacks in this game. It's been other games where teams have been getting pressure, and then Burrow overcomes that. I look at Hurts and I say he's playing well. I don't know that he's had to overcome shortcomings, pockets of shortcomings in the team. And then I'm not saying he couldn't, but I don't think he's had to like Mahomes and like Burrow has. And so if that were to occur, would he be able to perform at that level? I think Hurts is kind of evolving from being a good football player that's playing quarterback to kind of evolving into a good quarterback. So I'm here for it. I like it, but we'll see.
Yeah, and to elaborate on what you just said, Hurts, let's look at those 3 quarterbacks and the weapons that they do have. By far, Kansas City has the least amount of weapons. I mean, you got Philly with A.J. Brown, you got Smith, right? And just, you know, to elaborate on what you just said, Buffalo got Diggs. They got the upcoming boy, what they call him? I forgot, number 13. I forgot his name. But anyway, they got him. They got tight ends. They got a running game. And Kansas City, Mahomes doesn't have any, although that boy Pacheco is nasty.
He's doing it. Yeah, he's doing big things. No doubt.
I can't wait. I really can't wait to see him in the Super Bowl, but not only in the Super Bowl. I can't wait to see him with a year under his belt next year.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway, hey, Kansas City is there like they always are. We're going to take a little pause right now, and then we're going to get into the NFC game, which was, man, got a lot to talk about that. I feel, I'm a Rams fan. You know, they came out of the West. I'm not a big San Francisco fan. Matter of fact, I can't stand them. But I actually felt sorry for them last year. So we're gonna take a look at that game and talk a little bit about, where San Francisco headed.
You feel good? Play so much bone, brother.